to spread love and hope through song. All of the performers you will see in here this evening fall somewhere on the GLBTQ plus spectrum and will share their love of music through their own unique perspectives. You'll have the chance to hear from NAGLY leadership, staff, board, and most importantly, our youth, and a series of intimate conversations and testimonials interspersed throughout the evening. These fantastic and fabulous individuals representing NAGLY will share with you why they love NAGLY so much and how it positively impacts the community at large. Tonight's event is a virtual benefit concert for NAGLY. Every dollar raised will go to support the programming and resources needed to ensure that GLBTQ plus youth feel safe, welcome, and loved. And NAGLY doesn't want to just provide a safe space. We want to provide a brave space where youth can discover themselves and mature into compassionate and fierce adults. I will now turn it over to NAGLY's Executive Director, Steve Harrington, and Board Chair, Kirsten Frenny, to give you a little more detail about what NAGLY is all about.
Thanks, Will, and thank all of you for joining in this virtual NAGLY Cabaret. We hope you will all find some joy and comfort in these performances. Thank you for joining us.
We'd also like to thank Mass Opera for their help in producing tonight's event. We certainly could not have pulled it off without their experience and their wonderful performers. During the show, you will hear our singers read shout-outs to various sponsors of songs, relating their sentiments to those in their lives who have meant so much.
In addition, you will notice dedications scrolling across the bottom of your screen during all these performances. We want to thank those people who reached out to recognize the loved ones in their lives and for supporting NAGLY. During this unprecedented time, NAGLY is committed to providing the resources and services to help our LGBTQ youth and their families during this crisis. Thank you all for joining us.
That's right, Steve. Since 1992, NAGLY has helped thousands of LGBTQ youth become happy, confident, and healthy adults. Thank you for joining us in this journey. For more information on NAGLY, you can visit us at our website, www.nagly.org. Again, that's www.nagly.org. We hope you have a great evening and enjoy the show.
Thanks, Steve and Kirsten, for sharing your passion for NAGLY. Now on to the show. I'm so excited to welcome our pianist for the evening, Katie Barr. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Will. Thanks for having me, and hello to everyone tuning in. Though I miss the connection and excitement of collaborating in person, it feels so good that we're finding innovative ways to share our music with each other and our audiences. I'm proud to support NAGLY through this performance for giving LGBTQ plus youth a community that encourages them to unapologetically be their true, authentic selves. I hope you enjoy and that you're inspired by our performers sharing their unique stories through song.
Thank you so much for playing this evening, Katie. We really appreciate it. Now, y'all, I am so pumped to introduce our first set of music this evening, featuring our performers Wes Hunter, Abigail Whitney Smith, Todd McNeil Jr., and Jas Bianchi. In addition to performing this evening, each singer will read aloud a personal dedication from one of our song sponsors to their GLBTQ plus or ally loved one, as well as each singer telling us what inspired their song choice during each set this evening. I mean, let's get started, right? I'm going to introduce our first singer, Wes Hunter. How's it going, Wes?
It's going great, Will. I am thrilled to be a part of this awesome event. The first song sponsor of the evening is Peter Conrad, and he dedicates Maybe This Time to his husband with these words. To Sean, our this time began 30 years ago. Happy anniversary, love, Peter. Happy anniversary, Peter and Sean. Maybe This Time sums up for me the story of all of us who keep fighting for what we want and what we believe in. From the musical Cabaret, Maybe This Time expresses Sally's incredible desire to find a love that's meaningful and true. If you've ever felt like the whole world assumed you were down for the count, but you knew deep down that you were just getting started, this song is for you. Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay. time. For the first time, love won't hurry away. He will hold me fast. I'll be home at last. Not a loser anymore, like the last time and the time before. Everybody loves a winner, so nobody loved me. Lady peaceful, lady happy, that's what I long to be. All the odds are in my favor, something's bound to begin. It's gonna happen sometime. Maybe this time I'll win. 'Cause everybody, oh, they love a winner, so nobody loved me. Lady peaceful, lady happy, that's what I long to be. All the odds are in my favor, something's bound to begin. It's gonna happen sometime. Maybe this time I'll win. Now I'm going to hand it over to my wonderful colleague, Abigail Whitney Smith. Take it away, Abby.
Thank you so much, Wes. Hello everyone at home. I am so excited to be singing for you and to be helping support these amazing LGBTQIA+ youth. My first song that I'll be singing is So Many People from the show Saturday Night by my all-time favorite musical theater composer, Stephen Sondheim. This song is sponsored by Hale Brand, who writes, "To all of the wonderful people at NAGLY who make such a difference." Thank you so much, Hale. Written when he was just 23 years old, Saturday Night tells the story of a group of friends contemplating a move to Brooklyn versus the familiarity of home life. While this is one of Sondheim's more obscure musicals, I find this song in particular to be one of the most unabashedly romantic songs ever written. The sentiment of love making one feel seen in a world of billions of people is a sentiment that really speaks to me. So, I hope that you enjoy So Many People. I said the man for me must have a castle, a man of means he'd be, a man of fame. And then I met a man who hadn't any, without a penny to his name. I had to go and fall for so much less than what I had planned from all the magazines. I should be good and sore. What am I happy for? I guess the man means more than the means. So many people in the world, now pass the baton to the incomparable Todd McNeil Jr. What do you have in store for us, Todd?
Thank you, Abby. Hello, friends. I am so pumped to be helping NAGLY raise money to support LGBTQ plus youth. The first piece that I'd like to present is The Devil You Know from the musical Sideshow. This song is sponsored by Lila Herod, she, her pronouns. Before I begin, Lila writes, "With love to all of my friends who have such a queer idea of fun." We often hear the phrase, "Better the devil you know than the devil you don't." This cautions that although things might be bad now, the unknown could be worse. While I don't entirely agree with this ideology, Sideshow uses the proverb to remind us the importance of celebrating and accepting what makes us unique. So, I'm here to tell you to be bold, loud, and unapologetically yourself. Here is The Devil You Know from Sideshow. I'm not gonna tell you you're making a mistake, tell you not to go, no I won't. I'll only say what I've learned along my way. The devil you know beats the devil you don't. We don't work in the best of situations. We don't live very well. We don't live in the neighborhood of heaven. We live somewhere closer to hell. We have learned to work around this situation. Learn to hide till the heat is past. You will learn a promise of salvation can mask another infernal blast. The devil you know beats the devil you don't. That promised land could turn out to be dry. Once you're gone, you might ask yourself why. Maybe you will, or maybe you won't, but the devil you know beats the devil you don't. Now we could argue all night because we care about you too. Maybe you'll go, maybe you won't. But I hope you will remember that mean old money grubbing, gin guzzling, name calling devil you know might be better than that smooth talking, fine looking, dream spinning, promise making devil you don't. Beats the devil you don't. Beats the devil you don't. Beats the devil you don't. I will now pass the baton off to badass Jazz Bianchi. A little birdie told me we might be hearing some original music. Is that correct, Jazz?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your girl Jazz Bianchi, and I'm checking in with the NAGLY fundraiser. Thank you so much for having me today, and I'm excited to play or perform 3 songs for you, and they are Not the One, One of the Boys, and Beast Mode. So stay tuned. We're about to get into it. Here we go. This song is called Not the One, and I recorded it because at the time when you're younger and you're trying to process everything and who you are as a person, sometimes it's kind of hard to understand who you truly are, so you're just kind of going through the motions. And so I wrote Not the One because it seemed as though the whole world was against me and I felt like I was the only one that was going through these emotions. So this song is based upon, real life experience of feeling those emotions. So thank you so much for listening. You ready? first it's dark, then it's light, and we argue and fight. And I don't understand why you start these fights. So it's me must be. I must be the one saying fucked up things till it comforts me numb. I cope with this life while I'm holding a knife. Is this the first time I ever spoke of it? Nice, Caitlin. You something so public to speak about, something so secret we love it. I can recover from ghosts of the past. All I need to do is flow with these tracks. Don't look back at the feels in my hand. Make me feel numb to the real I am. Stealing nights back, red and blue lights, stain walls, and the demons run through pain withdrawals. Screaming, banging, fake whispers. I'm hanging myself. What a good sister.
Don't save me, I am not the one. Yeah, you go shooting for my heart with a loaded gun. You can blame me, I will take the blame for all the bad blood laying in this bed you made. Oh, and I was sitting here thinking I'm the only one. Screaming to myself, I am not the one.
Or something now, at least I think it. Maybe you don't, maybe I'm just drinking. Maybe I'm high, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm losing it, maybe I'm chasing the days when I stayed in the basement and vibe with the bass and replacing pain with Jay and Mason. Wu-Tang, you say hip-hop is Satan, but to me, it's my savior. Tell me who's braver, someone who craves death or someone who smiles when they say yes. I'll tell you what pain is. Pain is when you live it, have no way to escape it or forget it. You say I'm okay, but it ain't that. No false love could ever change that. No person could ever erase that. If you love what you love, it ain't back.
Don't save me, I am not the one. Yeah, you go shooting for my heart with a loaded gun. You can blame me, I will take the blame for all the bad blood laying in this bed you made. And I was sitting here thinking I'm the only one. Screaming to myself, I am not the one.
Listen right now. Whoever you are, if you're different, if you're not like everybody else, it's okay. Because the thing is, being different makes this world a much better place. Do you dig it? Say one. Get your ones up. One. Here we go, like.
Don't save me, I am not the one. Yeah, you go shooting for my heart with a loaded gun. You can blame me, I will take the blame for all the bad blood laying in this bed you made. And I was sitting here thinking I'm the only one. Screaming to myself, I am not the one.
Wow, that was fantastic, y'all. We are so lucky to have such talented performers in our midst. Am I right? I'm right. All right, before we move on to the second set of music, I have a couple things I want to share with everyone at home. The first is a fundraising update. So whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook Live, we have NAGLY and Mass Opera staff updating our fundraising benchmarks in the comments section below, or to the side, or somewhere. That was me voguing for everyone. You're welcome. And so we'll be updating you on the fundraising benchmarks throughout the evening. But this is a benefit concert. So if it's in your ability and in your heart, please consider making a tax-deductible donation to NAGLY this evening. We'll have the link to do that in the comments section. We'll keep pasting it throughout the evening. You won't be able to miss it. And that would be fantastic. Every dollar you donate goes to support at-risk GLBTQ+ youth, and they need your support more than ever. Now, before we go into the second set, I want to introduce two fantastic, fabulous, amazing people from NAGLY, Alex Hayward and Jill Lamy. Alex and Jill both started off as NAGLY youth, have since aged out and moved into the position of adult advisor. They didn't want to leave the organization. They benefited so much from the programming that they now themselves are giving back to the next generation. They're fantastic. I love them. And now you get to hear from them yourselves.
There are still so many youth that need so many things, and to be able to keep this programming going and this space open, it would be huge for the youth, especially the ones coming forward and who haven't heard anything about us yet, to be able to find this place just like I did and have all these things available to them.
First came to NAGLY when I was 15 years old. Came with a friend and left with more friends I can count. Now at 32 years of age, I can honestly say that NAGLY has been one of the biggest, most important pieces of my life. I learned that I was accepted. I learned that I had a voice. I learned that I could get along with just about anyone from any background because we were interconnected. I chose to stick around NAGLY and become an adult advisor and operations manager because I know what NAGLY meant to me as a youth. It was there for me before I came out, after I came out. NAGLY means everything to me.
Thank you, Alex and Jill, for sharing that with us this evening. I'm pleased to welcome back our singers for set number 2. Take it away.
Thanks, Will. Our next song sponsor is Catherine Goodman. She writes, "To all of the artists who are finding ways to keep inspiring and entertaining us during this dumb pandemic, thank you." Thank you indeed, Catherine. One of my favorite films is the Harvey Fierstein masterpiece Torch Song Trilogy. The story of a torch song singing drag queen finding and losing love in New York City. When I think of torch songs, I think of songs that come from the depths of your soul when you want to sing, that express the loneliness and despair of the moment as much through the heartbreaking melodies as through the despondency of the words. This is Stormy Weather, an Arlen and Kohler piece featured in the 1943 movie by the same name, starring the incredible Lena Horne.
Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather since my man and I ain't together. Keeps raining all the time. Life is bare, gloom and misery everywhere. Stormy weather, just can't get my poor old self together. Keeps raining all the time. So weary all the time. When he went away, the blues walked and met me. If he stays away, old rocking chair is gonna get me. All I do is pray the Lord above will let me walk in the sun once more. Can't go on, everything I have is gone. Stormy weather since my man and I ain't together. Keeps raining all the time.
Now, over to Abby for her second number.
Thanks, Wes. Hello, everybody at home. My second song of the evening is a song entitled The Only Straight Boy in the Room. Now, this song is an ode to straight men in the performing arts. I understand that this is a very queer cabaret, but I just wanted to take a number to shout out all of the straights and allies watching. We see you, we appreciate you, And if there was one thing that was both appealing and confusing to a younger, sexually charged Abby, it was a hetero man and the performing arts. Straight boys, this one's for you. I saw you in the audition line. You were holding your sheet music 32 bars of Lost in the Wilderness. I saw you and I knew you'd be mine when you said, "My name's Michael and I'm a 5'6" baritone from Brookline, Massachusetts." When the cast list went up and I found out you would be playing as Sweeney Todd, well, it started a city on fire inside this beggar woman's blood. You were the only straight boy in the room. You said your favorite show was Tick Tick Boom. On stage as Sweeney you were rough, but backstage we did over the shirt stuff. Next session, you were Nathan Detroit, and me, I was a hotbox girl. But honestly, these things are very political, and like, I know that it was Kara's last summer, and like, she was fine as Adelaide, but she was also hooking up with Philip the MD, and all that I'm saying is that the decisions are not always made in a vacuum. Do other people think about these things like all the time? Not like all the time, but like all the time? Well, I don't. 'Cause now, looking back, just remember you fingering me perfunctorily by the costume rack. We'd engaged in some foreplay by quoting Dan Cook and knocked up all throughout tech. Then I whispered to you, "Opening night, Nathan, get my bush a little peck." You were the only straight boy in the room. Your boxer waistman shouted, "Fruit of the loom." I never heard you sing on key, but your socks with sandals did it for me. Oh. The next show that we did was Fiddler on the Roof. I was and am not Jewish, but I've been to plenty of bar mitzvahs before, and I do hate myself, so I got it. I was Yentl, the matchmaker, and you were not in it. You see, baby, I don't know if you remember that verse about you fingering me by the costume rack, but it turns out we were right next to an open window. An open window through which the 12-year-old child playing Mama Asaka in Once on This Island Jr. saw us and reported us to the powers that be. They never cast us together in a show again. But still, I think of you, my nice man, my good catch. True, true. You are the only straight boy in the room. The end of summer came and that was our doom. But I still smell your Axe body spray. I heard a rumor that you gave, but if you and Josh want kids, I'll let you use my whoa 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 whoa. The only straight boy in the room. Give me that thing called love, astonishing at last. Hey Todd, what do you have in store for us next?
Hi Abby and everyone at home. For my second number, I have chosen Cole House's soliloquy from the great musical Ragtime. Ragtime is a portrait of America in the early 20th century through three very different perspectives. The musical unpacks racial tension, infidelity, and acts of violence towards Black and immigrant communities. Police brutality, discrimination, and social injustice are nothing new in America. I dedicate this piece to all Black lives and to the countless Black bodies, both cis and trans, that have been wrongfully killed and persecuted. Here's Colehouse's soliloquy from Ragtime. Say goodbye to music, say goodbye to light. Anything I care for, take it from my sight. Let me see no future, let me hear no sound. Only darkness and pain, the anger and pain, the blood and the shame, they bury in my heart, in the ground, when they buried you in the ground. I see your face, and we will run on the wheels of a new dream. Sarah, a new time, Sarah, now. I'll play them the music of something beginning, an ever exploding, a century spinning. My love, my justice, my rhythm and rhyme. Listen to that ragtime. Back is our very own Lady of Hip Hop, Jazz Bianchi, with some more original music.
This song is called One of the Boys, and I wrote One of the Boys because I felt pressured when I was younger to fit the standard of what it meant to be a woman and be a female in society, and what that role meant, you know, making sure that you're wearing dresses, or whether it be polishing your nails, or a certain way that you act in public. And I never really felt like I fit in, so I wrote this song kind of reflecting on my own experience. I was dressed for the occasion. Church on Sunday, everyone loves little Caitlin. Blonde hair and blue eyes. Though deep inside, I just rather try some suit and some ties. I mean, I didn't really try it, but when it came to Easter, I was under tables hiding. Girls riding bikes with pink ribbons in it. Had a Jeep with tints in it, watching wrestling. Me and my brothers, see, we always used to mimic them, trying to get pictures in. Looking all innocent, just give me a minute, is all she would say, but I hated it. I run away from it, go play Game Boy and shit. You take She-Ra, I'ma play with He-Man. I rock my Sonics jersey, Andrew Keegan hanging on my wall. Then I play ball with all the boys. They stuff my shots, I get all annoyed, but inside, I felt like I was just one of the boys. Hey, you can
try to hide, but you can't run from truth within your eyes.
Yeah.
What do you have to fit
within the lines that they define?
Try to tell me it's a choice.
Hey,
Then why do I feel like one of the boys?
then it was middle school. Many girls weren't nice to any girls who didn't like to swipe shoes on the mother's cards when we went to the mall. I remember getting in fights cause the price was too tall. I was shy, depending on the guy. Ran out the movies when this guy started feeling on my girl's boobies. Still felt like I never really got over cooties till I went to the prom and met my first love. Ooh, he was so cute, we danced to Feel It On Your Booty. Lasted 8 years before I felt like I could just taste tears. He said I never asked him for Gucci, and I wasn't girly enough, but I mean, truly, how was I supposed to be? When ever since I was born, I felt so deceived, like I don't even know me, like I wasn't a girl. You see my toys? Cause inside, I felt like I was one of the boys. One time, here we go like,
Try to hide,
but you can't run from
the truth within your eyes. Why do you have to fit within the lines that they define? Try to tell me it's a choice. Then why do I feel like
one of the... See, I wrote this song here because society's always telling you as a woman, you have to fit into this box. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's better that you just don't fit into that box. Whether you feel like you're more masculine, feminine, non-binary, whatever you feel, you have to live your truth, you know? So for me, I always felt a little bit more like I was one of the boys. And at first I thought that was a bad thing. And as I grew older, I realized that I'm the shit. No, I'm just kidding. I just realized that you can be you. You can live how you live. You don't have to live by what society says. So this song is about that. Living through personal experience. Love from me to you.
This next piece is one of my all-time favorite duets, and I can't imagine performing it with anyone than my belting partner in crime, the incredible Miss Abigail Whitney Smith.
NAGLY Executive Director Steve Harrington sums up the sentiment of this song best in his dedication. To my husband, Jeff, you came into my life over 30 years ago and have given me a life I thought unimaginable. Every moment spent with you is a blessing. Love, Steve.
House while you were gone. The week after you left me, I found a couple acres near Severna Park. I had a house while you were gone. A house with silver shutters and a driveway laid with marble and thousands of rooms to fill and miles of space to fly. And I tried to believe it. It was better without you. I was safer alone. No, I'd give it all for you. I'd give it all for you by my side once more. Oh, I'd give it all for you. I'd give it all to hold you again. To feel I'm completed, to know there and then that all that I needed was you to fight the fear. And now you're here.
I took a trip while I was gone. I cashed in all my savings and bought an Eldorado. Drove to Tennessee. I took a trip while I was gone. I drove across the country and I stopped at lots of diners and stared at a million stars and thought I could touch the sky. And I tried to believe it. It was better without you. I was finally free. No, I'd give it all for you. I'd give it all for you by my side once more. Oh, I'd give it all for you. I'd give it 'cause the mountains I climbed get higher and higher. I'm running from time and walking through fire, and dreams just don't come true. But now there's you.
God knows it's easy to hide. Easy to hide from the things that you fear, and harder to blindly trust what you can't understand.
God knows it's easy to run from the people you love, and harder to stand and fight for the things you believe. Nothing about us was perfect or clear, but when paradise calls me, I'd rather be here. There's something between us that nobody else needs to see. There were oceans to cross,
there were mountains to conquer,
and I stood on the shore,
and I stood on the cliff, and the second before I jumped, I knew where I needed to be. Oh, I'd give it all for you, I'd give it all for you by my side once more. Oh, I'd give it all for you, I'd give it 'cause it's harder to touch the things that hurt dearer. I love you too much to trust something clearer. I know I fell too far, but here you
Abby and Wes, thank you so much for that beautifully moving duet. Wow, folks, we're about halfway through the virtual cabaret this evening. But before we move on, I want to give everyone at home a fundraising update. Whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook Live, check out the comments section to see those numbers coming in. Additionally, NAGLY and Mass Opera staff will be pasting in the link to donate to NAGLY in the comments section throughout the rest of the evening. We have a goal tonight of raising $10,000, and every dollar you contribute goes to support at-risk GLBTQ+ youth. So I'm asking you, join me tonight in donating to NAGLY. Now, before we get back to these wonderfully talented performers, I wanted to introduce to you two of NAGLY's amazing youth. Sid and Madeline are both peer leaders, and they wanted to take a chance to speak with you about their life experiences and what NAGLY means to them.
Hi everyone, my name is Sid and I'm a peer leader for NAGLY. I help out with the Transcendence group every week. And I just wanted to take a moment to talk about how much NAGLY means to me and all the support that they've given me in the past year. I transferred to Salem State about a year ago and I was involved in a photojournalism class where we had to find an organization or a subject that we could photograph over the semester and just document their progress, the events that they were doing, what the organization was like. And I had attended a couple of NAGLY meetings. I had seen them in the Witch City Mall before when I was a little Salem tourist, and I asked them if I could use their space, if I could use their time, and they were so gracious and willing in letting me do that. They really care about nurturing the youth that come into their space. And, you know, since from moment one, I felt like I was a part of this, like, caring, trusting, unconditional love family. And the closer that I got to NAGLY, the more that they trusted in me, and I was able to become a volunteer, and then a peer leader intern, and then in less than a year, I'm a full-blown peer leader for the Transcendence group. It's given me such an amazing ability to use my voice, and it's made me feel like such a capable part of my community, like I actually mean something to my community. And I'm forever grateful for that. And the support that they've given me over the COVID-19 crisis, and knowing that they were there and that I had something to look forward to every week with the Zoom meetings, it's meant everything to me. So thank you so much, NAGLY, and I'm so glad to be a part of the NAGLY family.
Hi, my name is Madeline Law. I am 21 years old. My pronouns are she, her, and they, them. and I am a peer leader at NAGLY. I first started coming to NAGLY in 2016, 2017, when I was about 17, 18 years old. For a few meetings, I had heard about them through a friend. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend many meetings at that time, but then several years later, I was sort of looking for my place in just sort of my local communities, and I really wanted to find a local queer community because I had been questioning my gender and sexuality, and I came back to NAGLY, and I was immediately met by a community of open arms who were just very encouraging to me that it is okay to question and not know who I am. And when I started coming back in 2019, I attended meetings for a few months, and I wanted to sort of just help out and be as present as I could. And after that, I was asked if I would like to apply to be a peer leader. I applied, I interviewed, and I spent several months sort of watching and shadowing other peer leaders and learning about what it means to be a part of the NAGLY community as a role model, as someone who helps facilitate meetings and take care of the space. And then eventually I ended up running my own meeting, which the topic that was chosen for me was chosen families. And I presented what I had to adult advisors, and then I was able to run the meeting. It went well, and now I am a peer leader. And I am really grateful to be in the position that I am, because being a part of NAGLY for me has provided the opportunity to have this brave space where I can explore who I am, where I can be here for others who are also looking for who they are on their journeys in life, while also being able to have educational opportunities through meetings and outreach for being able to learn more myself and being able to teach other communities about why NAGLY is here and what they do.
Wow. I am so excited to hear the stories of these young people talk about their experiences and the resources provided through NAGLY. For my third piece, I'd like to sing Love Who You Love from the musical A Man of No Importance. This song is sponsored by Fred Vaness, who writes, "To my LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters who are resilient during this time of crisis and uncertainty." Love Who You Love is a conversational piece about being true to oneself and embracing who you are on your own terms. I was assigned this piece my freshman year of undergrad when I had not yet come out to my friends and colleagues at my very conservative Southern Baptist College in Arkansas. When my voice teacher gave me this piece, I had immediately connected to the lyrics, and I felt as though he was saying, "I see you." I had performed the piece in our weekly seminar class, and when I tell you, I had those Baptists shaking in their boots. I use this song to remind you to boldly and proudly love who you love.
I'm not one to lecture. How could I dare? Someone like me who's been mainly nowhere. But in my experience, be as it may, you just have to love who you love. You just have to love who you love. Your common sense tells you best not give in, but your damn heart cannot help plunging in, and nothing and no one can stand in your way. You just have to love who you love. You just have to love who you love. People can be hard sometimes, and the words can cut so deep. Choose the one you choose to love, and don't lose a moment's sleep. Who can tell you who to want? Who can tell you what you were destined to be? Take it from me.
everyone's heart is exactly the same. And once you believe that, you'll learn how to say, I love who I love, who I love. Then just go and love who you I will now hand it over to the queen of belting, Abby Smith.
Thanks, Todd. I will take that title and run with it. I just wanted to reiterate what Todd said. Hearing what these LGBTQIA+ youth have to say is so inspiring. My third number for the evening is Changing My Major from the musical Fun Home. This is for every young queer person starting to uncover who they really are and their first crush. Fun Home is a musical based on a graphic novel about the life of gay cartoonist Alison Bechdel. The musical follows Alison, her relationship with her gay father, and coming to terms with her own sexuality. In Alison's freshman year of college, she meets an out-proud lesbian named Joan and falls for her. Changing My Major happens immediately following Alison's first sexual encounter. She's full of giddy excitement, uncertainty, and ultimately a sense of wholeness. I started experimenting heavily with my sexuality in college, so I really relate to this moment. I hope that you enjoy Changing My Major from Fun Home. What happened last night? Are you really here? Joan, 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 Joan. Hi, Joan! Don't wake up, Joan! Oh my god, last night. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, last night. I was so excited. I was too enthusiastic. For not laughing, well, you laughed a little bit. At one point when I was touching you and said I might lose consciousness, which you said was adorable, and I just have to trust that you don't think I'm an idiot or some kind of an animal. I never lost control due to overwhelming lust, but I must say that I'm changing my major to Joan. I'm changing my major to sex with Joan. I'm changing my major to sex with Joan, with a minor in kissing Joan. Foreign study of Joan's inner thighs, a seminar on Joan's ass in her Levi's, and Joan's crazy brown eyes. Joan, I feel like Hercules. Oh god, that sounds ridiculous. Just keep on sleeping through this and I'll work on calming down, so by the time you've woken up, I'll be cool, I'll be collected. I'll have found some dignity, but who needs dignity? Cause this is so much better. I'm radiating happiness. When you stay with me for the rest of the semester, we won't need any food. We'll live on sex alone. Sex with Joan. I am writing a thesis on Joan. It's a cutting-edge field and my mind is blown. I would gladly give up every night to hone my compulsory skills with Joan. I will study my way down her spine, familiarize myself with her well-made outline, while she researches mine. I don't know who I am. I've become someone new. Nothing I just did is anything I would do. Overnight, everything's changed. I am unprepared. I'm dizzy, I'm shaky, I'm nauseous. I'm scared. Am I falling into nothingness or flying into something so sublime? I don't know, but till finals. I'll go to school forever. I'll take out a dementedly huge high-interest loan. 'Cause I'm changing my major to John. Now over to Wes for a fun little number.
Every now and again, you stumble upon a real gem of a song. Irving Berlin is a well-known songwriter and lyricist, and you have probably hummed a tune of his, like There's No Business Like Show Business, White Christmas, or even God Bless America. But this next song from Berlin is a little more tongue-in-cheek, which is exactly why I love it. Johnny was bashful and shy. Nobody understood why. Mary loved him. All the other girls passed him by. Everyone wanted to know how she could pick such a beau with a twinkle in her eye. She gave this reply: he's not so good in a crowd, but when you get him alone, you'd be surprised. He isn't much at a dance, but then when he takes you home, you'd be surprised. He doesn't look like much of a lover, but don't judge a book by its cover. He's got the face of an angel, but there's a devil in his eye. He's such a delicate thing, but when he starts to squeeze, you'd be surprised. He doesn't look very strong, but when you sit on his knee, you'd be surprised. At a party or at a ball, I've got to admit, he's nothing at all, but in an easy chair, you'd be surprised. Mary continued to praise Johnny's remarkable ways to the ladies, and you know advertising pays. Now Johnny's never alone. He has the busiest phone almost every other day. A new girl will say he's not so good in the house, but on a bench in the park, you'd be surprised. He isn't much in the light, but when he gets in the dark, you'd be surprised. I know he looks as slow as the Erie, but you don't know the half of it, dearie. He looks as cold as an Eskimo, but there's a fire in his eyes. He doesn't say much, but when he starts, you'd be surprised. He isn't good at the start, but at the end of the week, you'd be surprised. On a streetcar or in a train, you'd think he was born without any brain, but in a taxi cab, oh boy, you'd be surprised. Really. For a complete change in style, I hand it over to Jazz for another original hip-hop number.
Beast Mode I wrote because I felt like I needed a party anthem for myself that I could relate to. At the time I was listening to a lot of songs, you know, on the radio, and they were all dope and everything, but the fact was there wasn't really anything at that time that was blatantly in your face about being a lesbian, you know, and so it was always like for men's pleasure, but it was never for like, you know, just actually being a lesbian and using pronouns that are specific to that in party songs. So I wrote Beast Mode kind of like just for my friends and I, just to party out to and have fun with. It's time to party. Yeah. Beast mode, shouts around, talk of the town, yeah, we locked it down. Release your inner beast, free your child. Lions, tigers, bears, be wild. 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 About to tear the streets up, let me beat the beats up. Run this city in our Adidas. Can you outrun us when we run with cheaters? Who needs money when we jump the styles? Rules are rules for chumps and chows. We go ancient, don't monkey around. The prettiest women in the slummiest towns. Yeah, I got bunnies. Who needs help now? Cause I got swag with the Jackie, yo, extra. No, so we on to the next one. So sexy, she make the sex call. Bang, bang, time to reload. One more shot, then we go in beast mode. Two more shots, we go in beast mode. Three more shots, then we go in beast mode. Beast mode, shots around. Talk of the town, yo, down. Release your inner beast, free your child. Lions, tigers, bears, be wild. 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 Party wild safaris, fuck your function up. I'm sorry, do you need me to speak more clearly? Fuck your function up. You hear me? I'm shooters with cougars. You the reason they believe the rumors. So many, what's a new one to her? Why she gotta do her? I'm wildin', acting like an animal. I got your girl hornier than an antelope. More than moose, reindeers, and a goat. What canoes and antiboats. Shit down, then we open it up again. Finish blunt, then we open it up again. Fuck you, Jazz. I'm like, fuck your dad. I'm on beast mode till I can't get enough of it. Take over cities. Me and my whole crew with me. We party, we party, we party, and we don't stop. We party, we party, we party, let the beat drop. Hey, 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 hey.
Thanks, Jas. Before we move on to the final set of music, there are three more folks I want to introduce to everyone at home. Alex Dietrich, Fred Van Ness, and Lila Herod are three new board members to NAGLY, and these fierce and fabulous individuals are tireless advocates for at-risk GLBTQ+ youth. We are so happy they are joining the NAGLY family, and now you get a chance to hear a little bit from them about why they are so excited to be joining NAGLY.
Hello, my name is Alexandra Dietrich, and I am a new board member for NAGLY. I was so excited to learn about NAGLY after moving to Salem from Somerville when my husband's son and I happened upon a fundraiser at Flatbreads. We were right next door to an organization that was providing a safe and acceptable space for LGBTQ youth in the greater North Shore area. I love that NAGLY provides educational materials and resources, as well as fantastic programming to amplify the voices of our LGBTQ youth. When I was asked to join the board, I was honored and I jumped at the opportunity. As a parent, as a teacher, as a member of the Latinx community, as a member of the performing arts world, I want to give to NAGLY perspective to continue this programming and how best to address topics like intersectionality and how to teach my own child that no matter who he is and who he loves, that he is accepted and included. This is something that every parent has a mission to every child in the world. I'm so excited to work with NAGLY to continue to provide this wonderful programming that they already do and to create new and fantastic ways to amplify the voices of our youths. I think that at the youngest of ages, it is so important to teach that love is love and that human rights need to be protected by all. Para mis gentes, me llamo Aleja Dietrich y mi casa está aquí en Salem con mi esposo y mi hijo Javier Tadeo. Yo soy una boriqueña orgullosa y creo que el amor es amor. Gracias.
Hello, my name is Fred Van Ness. I am originally from Kendall, Louisiana, and I have lived in Beverly, Massachusetts for the past 10 years. I first heard about NAGLY from a friend and colleague of mine, William Neely, who asked if I would consider possibly serving on the board for NAGLY. I did some research and read about all of the wonderful things that NAGLY does to support the LGBTQ plus youth in the area, and I was excited and honored to be asked to possibly serve on this wonderful board. One of the things that interests me about serving on the board, we didn't have very many safe spaces for LGBTQ plus youth where I am from. I didn't come out until college, and even then, I didn't feel like I could fully be myself. One of the things that I love that NAGLY does is they provide a safe, supportive space for the LGBTQ plus youth area to be fully who they are with the leadership of community leaders who they trust, which I think is so very important. One of the things that I hope to get out of being on the board, I really hope to be an advocate for the LGBTQ plus youth of color in the area. While I realize we live in a somewhat liberal part of the United States, I still experience racism pretty regularly, and that includes within the LGBTQ plus community, whether that's overt racism or even microaggressions. I'm really excited to be joining the board to help create a more inclusive environment to make sure that everyone's voice is heard.
Hello everyone, my name is Lila Herod. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a member of the NAGLY Board of Directors. Professionally, I am the director of Danvers Cares. That's a positive youth development program of the Danvers Public Schools. I heard about NAGLY a number of years back when I was working for Leap for Education through various events and programs. And more recently, I met Steve Harrington at a youth mental health first aid training where we got to talking and we realized how much we had in common and how we had a shared mission of empowering youth. And from there, I got involved with the youth and in various other capacities from there. So I was interested in joining the board to deepen that connection and to deepen the impact that I could have on the LGBTQ youth community in the North Shore. I am committed to the cause of LGBTQ youth, not only because I am a transgender woman, but because I grew up not being fully aware of my identity and not feeling comfortable embracing or having those conversations. And one thing that I think NAGLY does really well is they create a facilitated place to have really difficult discussions that, although some of these topics may be touched on during school, to be able to really fully flush it out where in a place where you feel like you're safe and around trusted adults and empowered to be your most authentic self. I think that creates just a really, really healthy environment for growth and development of a lot of young people here in the North Shore. So yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing to grow and see how much NAGLY can improve and continue to serve the young people of the North Shore. So I hope you all have a really good time at the event tonight, and I hope to see all of you all around the community. So take care.
Thank you, Alex, Fred, and Lila. Welcome to NAGLY. Now, before we start the last set of songs, I just want to thank everyone at home for joining us tonight. We hope you laughed, maybe cried, and your spirits were lifted in these particularly dark times. Thanks for joining us, and now I'm going to hand it over to Todd McNeil Jr.
Thank you, Will. And hello, Alex and Fred. They are two of my favorite people. Fred and I actually recently performed in Mass Opera's concert workshop performance of Dan Shore's Freedom Ride. This song is sponsored by Jeff Candielo, who writes, "To all of the artists who are finding ways to keep inspiring and entertaining us during the pandemic, thank you." My final number is a very important piece because I used this song for my undergraduate auditions 10 years ago. Although I was only 17, the message and the lyrics seemed to resonate with me, and they still do today. It's this cry out and the story of a father wanting to break generational trauma and provide a better life for his family. I see my parents and my grandparents in this story. Without their examples of resilience and hard work, I would not be where I am today. They pushed me so that I could have a better life than them, often sacrificing their own desires and wants. I am forever grateful for their unmeasurable and unending love and support. This final song is dedicated to the tribe that raised me. Here's Inutil from In the Heights. This isn't happening. Inutil, useless, just like my father was before me. Inutil, useless. And every day he'd cut the cane. He came home late and prayed for rain. Prayed for rain. And on those days when nothing came, my father's face would line with shame. He sat me down beside him and he'd say, my father was a farmer, his father was a farmer, and you will be a farmer. But I told him, Poppy, I'm sorry I'm going farther. I'm getting on a plane, and I'm gonna change the world someday. He slapped my face. He stood there staring at me. Useless. Today, my daughter's home, and I am. And as a baby, she'd amaze me with the things she learned each day. She used to stay out on the fire escape while all the other kids would play. And I would stand beside her and I'd say, I'm proud to be your father, 'cause you were so much smarter and you were so much harder than I did at your age. And I always knew that she was gonna fly away, that she was gonna change the world someday. I will not be the reason that my family can't succeed. I will do what it takes. They'll have everything they need, or all my work and all my life and everything I've sacrificed will have been useless.
Have you ever looked at someone that you love dearly and felt overwhelmed by the beautiful light they shine in your life? Whether it's a friend or a lover or even your own child, we all experience that moment feeling at a loss for words to express how much we love and cherish someone. When I'm feeling that way, I think of this song and ask the question, how do you find, keep, or measure love? Every 5.5 minutes, the universe expands 4 miles. Every time I blink, another child enters the world. The world has 6.5 billion people this year, and
5 quarts of blood, 45 miles of nerves, and 100,000 hairs, and too many organs, and 60,000 miles of arteries. We must have been made by a man, 'cause a woman would have made us more economically. I don't know what that means. All I know is that I've seen this scene some years ago, and I would swear I'm watching from the stands, and I would swear I know the second before you reach out your hand, just like it's some horror movie. But the script's no good, and the boy's no cutie. There's the evidence, more facts. There won't ever be a science of the way you find or keep or measure love. How do we find or keep or measure
Now, for the close of the show, we go back to the queen of belting, everyone's favorite, Miss Abigail Whitney Smith.
Thanks, Wes. Gosh, you guys are way too much. On behalf of all of the performers, I just wanted to say thank you for joining us for such a special evening. I will be closing us out with As We Stumble Along from The Drowsy Chaperone, which is quite apropos for the times that we are in right now. Now, this song comes with a dedication to a very special lady, sponsored by both Mass Opera and NAGLY. The dedication reads, to Karen Nishembi, thank you from all of us at Mass Opera and NAGLY for your constant support and friendship. You are an inspiration, and we love you. The Drowsy Chaperone is a musical comedy parodying musical comedies of the early 20th century. In this particular song, our title character, the Drowsy Chaperone, sings an uplifting, if somewhat confusing number, because if you listen to the lyrics, it is low-key an anthem about booze, but you know, that's our chaperone's whole deal. She's not drunk, she's just drowsy. If I had a nickel. Anyway, while very comedic, I find the song very fitting for the times that we are in today. We are all stumbling along, trying to find our stability and bliss in these trying and uncertain times. So I hope that you raise your glass, water, wine, or otherwise, and enjoy As We Stumble Along. As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers everywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to do. Still we fumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth, barely knowing left from right, nor right from wrong. But the best that we can do is hope a bluebird will sing his song as we stumble along. It's a dismal little world in which we live. It can bore you till you've nothing left to give. 7 overrated wonders, 7 underwhelming scenes, 6 excruciating continents. Antarctica. Oh, please. Still, you mustn't let it lick you. This planet, oh so bland. Keep your eyeball on the highball in your hand as we stumble along, cross life's crowded dance floor, as we
what a send-off, y'all. Thank you, Abby, so much. That was spectacular.
On behalf of Mass Opera, I want to say that it's been an amazing experience partnering with NAGLY on this event. As a company, Mass Opera strives to not just speak truth to power, but to actively engage with communities throughout the Commonwealth. And in these particularly dark times, here in the United States and around the world, with the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and the dozens of Black trans women around the United States, it's time to take action, lift our hearts and our voices, and speak out.
I have some thank yous. First and foremost, to Abby, Wes, Todd, and Jas for singing and speaking their hearts out. To Katie for playing the piano so beautifully. To Dan Ryan for producing this along with our very own Will Neely. To Tony at NAGLY for organizing, promoting, and making sure this event was well attended. And to all the board, youth, and staff at NAGLY. And finally, a great thank you to everyone at Mass Opera for sharing their technology, hard work, and passion for music. Please stay safe.
Smoke, pass around. Talk of the town, yeah, we lock you down. Release your inner beast, free your child. Lions, tigers, bears, we wild. 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 The town, yeah, we lock you down. Release your inner beast, free your child. Lions, tigers, bears, we wild. Lions, tigers, bears, we wild.